Well, hey everybody. Calling you from the old third gen Dodge. You got to sit in the cup holder. Uh-oh. There we go. So the injectors have been changed out. And she's running good. Had a little issue with number 4 when I put the new injector in. I was getting a misfire. And it was not something that I could explain. And it was not something that the diesel shop that I took it to double check what I did could explain either. So it all worked out. They checked compression, they checked everything I needed them to check. They tested the injector. It was fine. It was just an anomaly. It might have been trash, old trash. I don't know. It could have been anything causing a misfire. Right now I'm on the way to the post office with a box full of thoroughbred injectors to send those off as cores. And it's a rainy Wednesday. It's the day before Thanksgiving. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. We need a little bit of, in 2020, we need a little bit of holiday goodness to get people together, and I don't think COVID is going to be that much of a problem with everything, but, you know, I'm not going to a gathering of thousands of people, so I'm not worried about it. But we need family time, we need fellowship. We've been locked away. So just have a good Thanksgiving. Disconnect a little bit. Reconnect with your family. Reconnect with loved ones. Take a breather. Go back to work on Monday or Friday. I'm working Friday. But I work from home, so I guess I could write technical documents anywhere. But the truck's running good. I drove it about 30 miles yesterday. I'm still not ready to take it on a road trip because I just want to make sure that it's good to go. So I do not want to get stuck somewhere. I want to stay close to home. I'm going to change the radiator. I think the radiator's clogged up a little bit. I'm going to change the transmission cooler just because it's older and I want it changed out. I don't necessarily think I'm going to do any crazy transmission coolers like you see out there. I may not. It just depends. I might do one under the bed attached to the frame rail, but it would be in conjunction with the normal cooler. I would tie it into the system, not necessarily only having that one cooler back there. But the transmission shifted fine. The engine's running better. The diesel shop couldn't. Oh, look at that. The diesel shop couldn't replicate what happened. It was running terrible on Monday morning when I got up. It was doing the same thing it had done since Saturday when I put the injectors in. I took number 4 back out on Sunday, put it back together. It still did the same thing. Got it in Monday morning, driving into the diesel shop, and about 4 miles from my house, the truck smoked a little bit of a gray smoke, up idled a little bit, and it was over just like that. It started running just fine. There were no codes stored, and it was done. It has run good since then. And I explained everything to the diesel shop, letting them know, hey, it started running good on the way here. They did all their stuff, and they said it was fine. It could have been an anomaly. It could have been whatever. You never know, but the truck's running good. Mileage, I'm getting 16 miles to the gallon in the city. So, yeah, overall the truck is performing just fine. Like I said, change the radiator out, get that cooler changed out, get rid of the thermostat in the cooler. I bought a little kit for that from I don't remember what the name of the company was. It's just a couple little pieces of aluminum with some O-rings on them. So I'm going to get a new cooler. They're pretty inexpensive. We'll see what happens. I'm going to do the steering box. This is a 4x4, so the steering box needs to be replaced. It's all over the road, especially if you have to jam on the brakes real hard. It does a lot of play in the steering wheel. And I'm going to do the brakes all the way around. The tires are on. And this normal servicing. Change out the axles, fluid, do the transfer case, flush the motor with diesel or kerosene. I do a 50-50 mix of 1540 oil and kerosene or diesel, depending on what I can get at the time. I don't even honestly know where I can get kerosene around me, so it'll probably be 6 quarts of diesel, 6 quarts of oil. And I do that, and I get the truck up to normal operating temperature, do a quick oil change and filter change, dump the 50-50 mix in, let it idle. I don't drive it. Don't ever do that. Don't drive your truck if you're flushing the motor. Let it sit there and idle, let it run around for about 20 minutes while it's at normal operating temperature. Drain it. Watch for the egregious amount of chunks that will most likely come out of your motor, and change your oil filter. Refill it with oil again. No dilution with fuel. Let it idle for about 20 minutes. Change it again. One last time with whatever good oil you want to use. I generally go get either the Walmart brand or Traveler from Tractor Supply to do my oil flushes, because it's just not as expensive. And you're basically wasting 24 quarts of oil doing it. So, the third cycle, that last oil change is going to be the final one, and you should have honey golden oil at that point. I only do it because these motors run super filthy. The amount of dirt that these things the contamination that stays in the oil is much more than I am comfortable with. I know it's a diesel and it's going to run dirty and all that, but I don't have to run it just into the ground. Some people, and I don't know that I believe this or not, some people say that it'll loosen up a stuck ring or, this or that. I don't know if it'll do that or not. And as long as you don't drive it while you have that dilution in there, you shouldn't have any issues damaging your motor. And obviously don't let it sit there and idle for 3 hours. Give it 20 minutes, drain it out, throw some oil in there, flush that around for 20 minutes, do another oil change, and you should be good. My last 24 valve was an 03. I bought it with 165,000 miles. Oil was filthy, so I changed it. I did that cycle on it, and I always had clean oil after that. So the flushing of the motors does help get all that trash out of there. And that last 24 valve I had, it had chunks that came out of it. It was just real sludgy and nasty, and so when all those chunks came out, I was afraid that the motor was on its way out, but it wasn't. It was just filthy and driven. And but I'm gonna do the same to this thing, because I've changed the oil twice in this truck, and it's like liquid coal right now coming out of the drain plug. And I haven't put 500 miles on the truck since I've owned it, with all the repairs and test driving I've done. So there's just a good flush will help out. And then it's going to be normal maintenance after this, I think. Trying to keep it on the road, and even though it was driven to death, I think I got a good truck. So remember to like and subscribe. We'll talk about it in the comments, and have a great day. Have a safe Thanksgiving. Take care of your families. Bye.